Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Pete. You're watching Pete J. Cooper the Model Builder, and we're going on with a locomotive from Germany. Yes, the Baureihe Nummer 1, Ausgabe 16. And we're going on with the Baureihe, which is the German train with a Schleppentender. Well, that's the coal box that is behind it. We're going on with that. So this is the Baureihe Nummer 1, part 16, Ausgabe 16. And we're putting on the swivel point with the wheels. And we're going on and building up a whole this little thing. Draaistel van een trein. I need to look up that word. I can't find the word. It's a bit strange. It's the swivel point where the wheels are on. I don't know what the word is. Guys, can you help me? The swivel. Okay, let's call it a swivel. So we're building this whole swivel. We're putting some electronics on that part. And this is the water. This is holds the water, and we'll find out how that works. We're putting some more stuff on that whole swivel point and bringing it all together, putting a wheel on, and we have got two wheels then, because I've got one in here, and that is what we finished with in this stage. As we saw in the previous one, the Baureihe number 1 is under investigation, or is at least they're looking at it properly to see whether or not it's still feasible. And some of them still drive because there are volunteers that keep that up, and that's what we're doing in the next stage. But let's start here and see what is in the back. One put together for us, and we have those. And I'm going to use this one to put the screws in and put on it BR01 screw. We'll just put them back in the bag that they came from. And we've got these parts as well. Okay, we've got that. That is a new one. That is supposed to be with that, and these. So have I got everything? I've got two of those. 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 I've got those two. I've got the wheel. Got those two, and that single thing. I think I have everything. Right in here we have a little something that we are going to put on, which has a connector for charging USB-C, which is really nice. So we're going to put it on here. Careful, I was putting it on that little rubber thing, and with that I pushed it in, so you be careful there. So we're putting the second screw in as well. With that we've got it all neatly in there. So that's neatly on it, and we're going to put that away and get that one out like so, and get one of those out and put them onto those little points that you see there, and then put one of those. I've got a few points to put it in. 1, 2, 3, that one, and that happens on the other side as well. That is in properly. There we go. We do the same thing on the other side. First that spring, and we're forgetting something. No, one of these. Well, we do the same thing on the other side. Now, remember all those points we have to push it into, and have a good look at the orientation as well. Oh, come on. There we go, that's on. That's on. And we've got everything on both sides on, except for that one. Oh, damn it. So put together well. Then we get those two out and put this one in. And look at them, they have an orientation a certain way, because these are D-shaped patterns, holes. This keeps coming out because it's not strong enough to stay in, but that's alright. Okay, have a look at that. The copper thing needs to be right there as a sort of bearing. And we do the same thing on this side. Well, that falls into position straight away. Like so. Then, and we have 2 more of those. Same thing here. One falls out all the time. There we go. HP screws. Let's see if we use a bigger one, if that works a little bit better. Where does this go? Because we haven't seen those put on yet. 16J and I. Last thing we do. Alright. We'll come back to that. And we need to get the screw box out, which we don't have, but we need to check whether or not we have some more HPs in here. That's a bit weird. Really? I haven't got any more screws. Well, that's not gonna work. Let me just check if I have a bag lying around there. I do. Put them in the screw box. Nincompoop. I have loads of those. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now we need to check how they should be orientated. This is not the right position. Have a good look. There is an orientation, a certain way it needs to go because of those little things that are in there. But I think that's it for this stage. Let's see what we do in the next one. Number 17. More on the swivel point. Oh, we're just putting a lot more on. And a little more history on this beautiful train. We used to have a lot of trains when I was young by the brand Märklin, and they really had the sort of the same kind of trains. I may have had that train. I may have had that train as well. It was actually not mine, but my father's. So I should say we may have had that train as well. I was not looking at what it was called, but what it looked like. And it was black and red as well, like this one. Metal. This is special paper. Must be bleach-free paper or something like that. In Dutch we say sour-free, zuurvrij papier. There's no acids in it. I think we're starting with that one, but I don't know where. Is it there? Yes, with the 2 HMs. And if it's M, it's in metal. Let's use that last screw to put that one in, because I see that I'm missing a screw there. And it does fit, so superb. That one fits into these points and should be fixed like that into those breaking points. It will not do that, but it's just a neat precision that they have. Yeah, we need one of those and one of the shorter ones. Alright, there's a point in there that you can push that into, and I think I've got this. Okay, make sure that that one is with that plate, the plate is up and not on the lower side. But on this side I've done it correct, but on the first side I have not done it correct. So on that one as well, there's a point here that you can put it into. Let me just zoom it in. There's a point here that you push it into, over that edge, and into that piece of plastic, and into that one. The longer one goes on this side. Same thing. You will have to bend it a bit, and it will work because I've done it. And as you can see right there, both sides are in. That took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but we're not doing anything with those parts, so that's another stage done. 17. Let's see what we do in 18. Let's put these to the side. Put you up there. There we go. That is a side panel of the locomotive, I think. We've got a large frame. More history. And different trains as well. All right, I don't think we do a lot in this one, and we're doing it twice, so you saw what I did. Put that one together with that one, turned it around, and we put the screws in that we got, flanged FM screws with a bit of oil to make it easier, and put that away. This is part of the chassis of the train, which is, well, you can see that, and we're putting that aside, and this is one big frame of that. We're putting that aside, and I think we're doing the same thing in 19, so let's have a quick look at the magazine. Yeah, same thing. Let's go straight to the Berliner Legenden Brossig und B-Mag. Building steam trains, steam locomotives in Europe. There's different countries did different things, which is of course logical. I'm not even going to look at the magazine any further because I know what has to be done. There we go. Same screws, same parts. Last one we do for this train locomotive. I'm not allowed to say train because it's not a train. It's a locomotive. It's part of a train. I was told off by somebody. There we go. That's that. That's what we do with these. This is what we've done in these stages. Really nice build, as I told you before, because I really like this because of the, well, a little bit of nostalgia, and I've not driven in those trains, but we had a train set, electric train set, and I think this was one of them. I'm not sure, but I think it was. But thank you very much for joining me again. Please like, subscribe, and pass it on, and join me next time when I do some more on this train, and it will be, for me, in 5 minutes, for you, a week, maybe a little bit longer. So I hope you will join me then. Please like, subscribe, and pass it on, and join me that time. Check out my channel. Bye-bye.